Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, new jobs and a form of gaming based on old horse races is coming to southern Kentucky. Construction is already underway on the historical horse race gaming facility, but today state and local leaders held a groundbreaking ceremony. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more on what's seen as a multi-million-dollar investment for the region.
It will be called the Cumberland Mint Gaming Hall, and it's expected to open sometime next year. When finished, it'll offer a number of different horse racing betting options based on historical horse racing in a slot type machine. Now, construction has been underway on this project for some time. The foundation, as you can see, is already laid, but today local and state leaders came together in a ceremony to talk about this project.
This $90 million investment is expected to create 213 new jobs.
And what you saw here was Knox County and Whitley County, Williamsburg, Corbin, and Barberville coming together to make sure something happened.
This project will coincide with another facility to open just up the interstate in Corbin, where there will be an actual live horse racing track constructed along with more HHR machines in a separate facility. That is expected to open sometime late next year. In Whitley County, Phil Pendleton, now back to you.
Kentucky Downs officials say the jobs offered there will offer high-paying wages with very good benefits. Former UN Ambassador Kelly Kraft visited Alice Lloyd College in Knott County today to speak with students and staff during their convocation. She served as the ambassador to Canada from 2017 to September 2019, then later served as the ambassador to the United Nations from 2019 until January of this year. She talked with students about her time serving under former President Donald Trump. Students were also given the opportunity to ask her questions about it.
That was me, many years ago, and just to have the role models that took the time to talk to me, and the importance of having somebody that cares and that will listen. And I may not have all the answers, but I'm certainly going to think about their questions and follow up.
We are told nearly 500 students attended. We'll hear much more from Kraft tonight at 5:30.
Yet another beautiful day around the mountains. High pressure, comfortably in control of the weather. And that means plenty of sunshine out there. But I'm actually starting to see a couple of more clouds, some high clouds at least, trying to work in on our camera out at Buffalo Mountain. You see those in the distance. Otherwise, yeah, it's a pretty nice day out there. Right now sitting at 70 here in Perry County, 69 in Whitesburg. Very few clouds there as well, so we're in great shape as we head on through the evening hours. Most of us in those low 70s, just a couple of upper 60s still there. Look at Monticello, the warm spot right now at 73. Just like we've seen, it's a clean sweep on Pinpoint Doppler. Nothing to worry about, at least when it comes to any kind of rainfall, though a few clouds could move in later on tonight. Mostly clear skies turn partly cloudy through the evening as we get a little batch of cloud cover working our way. And we're in the middle to upper 40s for overnight lows tonight. Still a little on the chilly side, though. We do have a few changes on the way in the forecast, and I'll detail those coming up in just a bit. Steve?
Evan, thank you. As the temperatures go down, we're starting to feel autumn's arrival finally. But there is something doctors say you should keep in mind as you enjoy the change in the season, which can impact more than your mood. WYMT's Vivica Grayson explains.
As you head outside these days, there's a chill in the air. That is why it's important to consider the health of your skin as the temperature continues to change, which, as Lori Howard with ARH explains, can be stressful on the body for a few reasons.
Well, we have the season changes pretty quick here. We'll go from hot to cold pretty in the fact of that go from air conditioning to heat pretty quick. So you'll see the difference in that will dry your skin out.
While cold weather drying our skin out may seem like a major concern to some, it is still important to understand what you can do to protect yourself from the chilly weather, since dry skin can become more than a minor nuisance.
I actually want to do preventative care and get into that regimen of just taking care and looking at places on your skin and saying, hey, I didn't have that before, why do I have it now? And you may throw that away as thinking it's nothing, but it may, be something that needs to be looked at.
Taking care of one's health as the season changes. In Perry County, Vivica Grayson, WIMT Mountain News.
Howard says a big way you can protect your skin and your overall health at any time of the year is by staying hydrated and using a daily moisturizer. People with hearing loss may soon be able to buy hearing aids without visiting a doctor. The FDA proposed a new rule today that would allow purchasing the devices without a prescription, an exam, or a fitting. It comes after an executive order from President Biden calling for increased competition and access to medical devices. The FDA says out of the 15% of adult Americans who have hearing loss, only 20% use an aid. The proposed rule also aims to make hearing aids more affordable and accessible. A new study says e-cigarettes are not the answer to quitting smoking. The study, published in Tuesday's edition of the journal JAMA Network Open, looked at nearly 13,000 smokers in the United States who had quit cigarettes. The analysis found 50% who quit so-called cold turkey were still off cigarettes at the second annual follow-up, but only about 40% of those who used any other form of tobacco use had quit successfully. Researchers say if e-cigarettes were a viable way to quit, those who switched would have seen a much lower relapse rate. The New York Times is reporting the FDA may authorize the mixing and matching of COVID-19 booster shots as soon as tomorrow. The policy could give Americans and health officials more freedom in maintaining protection against the coronavirus. CBS's Skylar Henry has more from FDA headquarters in Silver Spring, Maryland.
The FDA could greenlight the mixing and matching of COVID-19 booster shots.
They're going to make it easy. You can get a different booster if you want, but we're going to recommend staying with the same brand if you can. Making that decision really is a personal one. I think they're all going to be beneficial.
An FDA spokesperson confirms the agency has the power to make the authorization if it feels it's needed.
In the real world, all these kind of combinations or extra boosters are already happening. So I think it's a matter of some urgency.
The move could come as soon as Wednesday, along with authorizations for boosters for both Moderna and Johnson & Johnson shots.
This comes as a vocal minority of Americans ramp up their opposition to vaccine mandates.
I'll be fired tonight by the city of Spokane.
Unvaccinated public employees in the state of Washington and in Massachusetts now risk suspension or termination.
This is my final sign-off.
A veteran Washington state trooper recorded his final radio call last Friday with a message for the governor.
And Jay Inslee can kiss my...
As of Tuesday morning, more than one-third of Chicago's police officers still haven't reported their vaccination status, despite last week's deadline. And Southwest Airlines backed off a policy to place unvaccinated employees on unpaid leave starting in December. Instead, employees still awaiting approval of an exemption can continue to work past the deadline under certain safety protocols. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Silver Spring, Maryland.
Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas also tested positive for a breakthrough case of COVID-19. He has mild symptoms and is isolating at home. Let's head over to Wall Street now on this Tuesday. The Dow closes up today more than 199 points. We'll have more financial news in our next half hour. Facebook has settled a discrimination lawsuit with the Department of Justice. The social media giant will have to pay $15 million in civil penalties, which will go to U.S. citizens allegedly denied the chance for employment because Facebook reserved jobs for temporary visa holders. It was also accused of using recruitment methods to deter U.S. workers from applying to certain positions. Facebook and the DOJ's Civil Rights Division will determine a list of those eligible for compensation. A U.S. Capitol police officer has pleaded not guilty to charges connected to the U.S. Capitol riot. Tuesday, Officer Michael Riley entered a not guilty plea to 2 counts of obstruction of justice. Prosecutors say Officer Riley told a person online to take photos and videos of the attack off of social media, who authorities say then informed the FBI of their communications. Riley is the first police officer on duty on Capitol Hill that day charged in relation to the insurrection. A scuba diver on a weekend treasure hunt made an incredible find off the coast of Israel that had been hiding for hundreds of years.
And temperatures working their way back up as we head into the middle of the week, but more changes are on the way. I'll have those details coming up.